Hello, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right. We are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is January 21st, 2020, and you can find this Final Fantasy podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcast, and Stitcher. You can find both of us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I am at Nick Vern. That's NickVern. In this week's episode, we're talking about all of the games that we're looking forward to that are coming out in 2020.
2020.
So you can consider this our Looking into the Year Ahead episode. This week we are guest-free. So, Marcus, what have you been up to this week?
Wow, I get to go first. My shop was, trying to think.
Expanded?
Yes. So it was 30 by 42. Now it is 30 by 72.
Holy, wow, that's almost doubling.
Yeah. So
The
they
space.
built the structure, the addition. I didn't do it. The company did, and there was a wall dividing my shop. Well, last week. Earlier this week, I'm not really sure. No, end of last week, they knocked down part of the wall so you could see through. And now, like, all of the wall is gone. My old spray booth still stands because it was also, like, my wood rack.
Yeah.
So we're building new racks and all that, and as soon as that's done. But the place is, like, ginormous. And now, like, I've been preparing for this day, but now I'm like, oh, my God, I'm about to bleed money everywhere because electrical, lighting.
Oh, right.
Like, it's time to put up or shut up.
And like put all that finish the rest of the shop.
Yeah, but it's going to be really nice because I rent space in a town that's like 20 minutes away from my shop to spray all my stuff because my shop wasn't big enough, but the location for my shop was primo. But now with the expansion, I'm going to be able to spray everything in-house.
Right.
So it's going to save me a ton of time and hopefully make more money.
More money.
Okay.
More money, less problems.
So last week I'm gonna follow up on last episode. Last episode I talked about how did Star Wars: The Old Republic ruin my gaming life?
Right.
Well, it didn't, and I proved to myself this week or these past couple weeks that it didn't because like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play other games, and a couple of my raid teammates, Katarina and Ven.
Mm-hmm.
They started playing Final Fantasy 14, which is another MMO, and they were playing it every night. And as soon as we were done raiding or doing a flashpoint, they were like, "We're going to Final Fantasy." I'm like, I downloaded it before, but I'm not a really big quester.
Yeah.
Like I like the end game stuff, but like when a game doesn't have voice acting for their story, I can't get into it. Like,
Oh, I see.
I don't want to say. I just don't have the patience to read text. It's 2020, right? Like, I don't want to read text.
I like it because I get to so The Outer Worlds has voiced NPCs, but your protagonist is not voiced. So you pick the text response that you do, which I think that's nice.
Well, most games are like that,
Yeah.
but there's no like voice to you so
Yeah.
far in the game, and it's like
Yeah, there's no voice for your protagonist and
right or any of the NPCs that you're talking to, and,
that's
and I
weird.
just feel like it's almost like the game's empty.
yeah.
But where it makes up is I've been in Discord voice in the Death Star Troopers chat with Ven and Kat, and now Dr. Sotor started playing it.
Okay.
And it's been really fun to play a new MMO, and it makes me appreciate the SOTOR MMO because there's so many things that SOTOR does better, and there's other things that I'm finding like Final Fantasy does better.
right.
And I'm really, really enjoying it, and I've actually been doing a lot, but again, I don't have a lot of time, so it's taking me forever
To get
level.
through stuff, yeah.
No, just to level. And so they have level boosts, okay?
Yep.
And what I don't know, okay, is should I, A, pay to boost myself to level 70, which level 80 is the max, so then I only have 10 levels to go, and I don't feel like so bogged down.
Mm-hmm.
Option 2 is pay for the level 70 boost and skip the first series of story, because literally the first set of stories is 100 quests. And you can't
Wow.
do anything
Yeah.
until those quests are done.
Oh.
Like any of the end game stuff. You're really like they really gated you on it, which is kind of good because they're forcing you to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're just like, ugh.
That's tough that you have to do the entire thing before you can.
Right. Like there's like it's not even the way I understand it. It's not even by level. So like it's not like I could go to like an enemy rich area and just stay there all day and level,
Right.
or until I'm stop getting so much XP, because you still have to complete the quests
Right.
in order to progress into different things in the game.
They want you to play the story, not just jump.
Right. Like
Yeah,
in
which I
SWTOR, you
get
could
that.
just level the max level and do anything you want.
Right.
Never touch the story. Like Zen has multiple characters that are max level, but he's never even left the original planet, so he doesn't have a ship.
Oh, that's funny.
You know what I mean?
How does
So,
he
like,
get anywhere?
Well, I think he just crafts with them or PvP. I don't know. But anyway, what
Huh.
I'm trying to say is, so, okay, I'm enjoying that game a lot. I don't know what to do. So right now I'm just enjoying it. But I'll be honest, if it wasn't for my raid mates playing with me,
Mhm.
they're off doing their own thing, but just chatting and all everything, like hanging out with Doc and everybody is great. But if they weren't hanging out with me, I would not have made it through the second day of playing the game.
Yeah. Well,
And-
I feel like that's most MMOs. You know, they're like very reliant on their community.
Well, right, but in SWTOR, because of the voice acting, like I don't want to talk to anybody when I'm doing story because I want to be immersed in the story.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But because this game is so boring,
the story's so boring.
the
yeah.
story's so boring that like, ugh.
You never want to play it by
Right.
yourself because you want to be chatting through it.
Right, and it has a different look to it. Like it's pretty, but it still has a different look. So it's it's different, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah. So SWTOR, so my tanking excursion has extended. We have officially completed the first 7 of 10 hard mode ops as me as a tank.
Mm-hmm.
We just beat Dread Fortress, and it was easy. Like I enjoyed playing it, and as a tank, and I feel like it's all new fights to me. But what's
Because you're from the tank's point of view now.
yeah, so in the Brontes fight, the tank, it's a complete different experience of what you have to do as compared to DPS.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it blows my mind because I'm thinking, oh, in this phase I have to go do this. But you're like, no, you just stand here and make sure you're killing orbs. So, anyway, we demolished Brontes. So next week, or this Sunday, I should say, we're going to Temple of Sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
hard mode, which we did it once before, and we got to Revan. But now, what's exciting is now we're going to be able to actually prog Revan, and we're going to be there until we win, essentially.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that. But I've found that being a tank, and everybody's still going to say, who's listening can say, oh, I can switch to DPS for that tank because it's a jug.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel comfortable enough to do it yet. And so I started to do the story to like do the expansion in with my tank. So I'm current on the story,
Yeah.
and it sent me to Osis, and that whole artificial gear grind that they gave us last year for Osis, it almost ruined the planet for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I go there and they're like, "Oh, go do this mission," and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do this mission, and I am eager to get through Osis, so then I'm at the newer content because I've only played it once.
Right. The first time you did, way back when.
Right. And when the expansion came out in October. But, pretty much normal stuff in SWTOR. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Sword.
How's that? Are you still in, haven't even gotten to the first gym leader yet?
I have not. I did leave the field. I did leave the fields, and I just got to the town.
So I must not understand, the new dynamic in this game, because, that's, it's hard to not be at the first gym leader in the
Well, that's
older
because I
games.
want to be powerful.
So you've just been grinding in the grass
Yes.
outside the first town?
Yeah.
This whole time?
This whole time.
So how and your Pokemon are level 20 something?
20s.
Wow. I feel like you're gonna be you could probably demolish the first 3 gym leaders, no problem.
Yeah, but you know what? I look at it as if I grind now, it's less grind later.
Yeah, 100%.
Because later, when the story starts to get good,
You want to just rip through the story.
right, and so I know that if I'm 8 hours in and I'm at the first gym,
Yeah.
I'm pulling a U in Fallout New Vegas.
That's pretty much how I played the Outer Worlds.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel when I'm playing. I'm like, this is what it's like when Nick plays an RPG.
So I explored everything I possibly could. I'll get into it on my section, but on that first planet, and I found the secret mega armor that you can get, and I'm past that planet now, and I keep getting armors that aren't as good as it.
Well, it's because you ground.
And I got the good gear, and
Right.
yeah.
So anyway, and then believe it or not, I've been playing Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Which I don't go to the do the raid battles or anything, but I just feel like it's a good
Like a pooping game?
Yes. I was trying to think of the name for the game.
Like a time waster on your phone.
Right. So, and then the final thing is I played Breath of the Wild again because I want to play it. So I don't know if I've been gone from the game too long or I just am. I guess I'm just. You know when you get into a game, Nick, and you feel like you're gated, but there's no gate?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Because I don't know where to go. And everybody's going to be like, oh, it's a true sandbox. Well, maybe I don't like a true sandbox.
You want a little bit of structure.
I would rather them say, okay, you want to go kill this divine beast first.
Right.
And then the other ones figure out on your own.
Right.
But, go to this one because I've tried all 3, zones or 3 zones that abut where I am.
Yeah.
And all the enemies, tripled in strength.
Yeah.
So am I just weak in the area that I'm in and I didn't find the right
stuff?
But I look at my Breath of the Wild companion on my phone app and I mark everywhere I've been, and I've been all over this area. And I'm like, okay, there has to the game can't go from my weapons being 20s to the weapons that I land, the weapons of the enemies are 70s.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
can't be
what am I doing wrong? And it's really frustrating because the game is unbelievable.
Right.
But I feel gated. I feel like I'm trapped because everywhere I go, I'm just dying all the time.
Yeah.
And for me, that's not fun.
I feel
if I go to a boss fight and I wipe 1,000 times, it's different.
But just moving in the game and
right,
yeah.
As soon as I land anywhere, it's I'm so weak, and I'm like, okay. So then I go back to the same 3 towns that I've been in and do some side quests, but I'm not getting better gear. And then I go to the stores and I buy the better gear that they have, and I even go to the fairy and have her upgrade it.
Hang on, there's a spider on your mic stand. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Working Class Nerds fan, Marcus had a legit spider just crawling on his mic arm. He's killing it with an empty salsa jar currently. That is Marcus 1, Spider 0 for the record.
And I'm back. And everybody heard me scream a little.
You screamed like Link. You're like, hey, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my only I don't want to say the word gripe because it's not a gripe because the game is so good.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I'm lost. And then I'll talk to, like, I went onto the Reddit and I started talking to some people about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, just go anyway. You can just figure it out. And I'm like, you guys aren't understanding my problem. Everywhere I land, I feel underpowered. And then they're like, just grind more. So I'll go back to an area and just grind and grind and grind.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Grind?
Well, they're
Like
they're
in Breath
saying
of the
that-
Wild, there's no like gear level. You know what I mean? I mean, there is, but it's not like you can get more XP or something when you kill stuff.
Well, what they're saying is keep exploring because I'm going to find better gear.
Yeah.
Like I found this like fire sword, right?
Yeah.
And and it's like a 40,
Right.
but I'm afraid to use it
because
it's going to break.
right.
And when I really need it,
Yeah, it's already gonna have broke on the
Right.
enemies that you can't get anyway. Yeah.
right? So I'm going back to it. I'm going to Florida in February.
Nice.
And,
Disney?
yeah, and I'm going to bring my Switch. I don't so this is going to sound crazy. I'm not bringing my laptop.
Wow.
I'm only going to bring my Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to play the snot out of Breath of the Wild.
I think that's a good. As soon as I'm done with the Outer Worlds, I might even be for it because I've been. To relate to you, I might just start playing Breath of the Wild like in my room in the mobile version of the Switch.
So with the Pro controller,
Yeah.
do you have a case for it?
Yeah.
Does it have like a kickstand in it?
No, I don't have a case like that for it.
It doesn't have like a foam back that like leans.
No,
You
the
sure?
case I have for is like it's a carrying case for like the Switch and the docking station and everything, not just the Switch itself.
Oh, so you got like the brick.
It's a big brick like
Yeah,
zipper
yeah,
case.
okay. Yeah.
You can hold controllers in there and everything, and games and everything.
Oh, that's sweet. I
it's
don't
nice
have
to
that.
like take the whole contraption like to somebody's house or something.
Yeah, no, it's like a real travel case.
Right.
Mine's only like 2 inches thick,
Right.
and it holds like 8 games, but
And-
like I can prop it up. But dude, once you use the Pro controller, I literally sit the Switch on the table like this,
Yeah.
and I'll just play, and I keep the controller in my lap just like when you're playing Xbox or PlayStation. You just got the little screen. It's awesome. That's the best way to play the game.
Yeah. And you know what I should get?
Huh.
This is like the epitome of fucking lazy. Is like a hospital bed like table that slides under the bed,
No,
and then I could just have
Bro.
the Switch.
bro.
They gotta be less than $10
Listen,
on
no,
Amazon.
no. Listen, you lean back, okay?
Yeah.
You're leaning back.
You're
I
off
know
the-
I am.
Oh,
They
okay.
can hear me. So you lean back and you just prop it in your
On the top of your gut.
or just in your chest and play like this.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you're gonna
Game
What?
changer.
game changer.
All right.
I never dock. I don't even know where the dock is.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's probably upstairs in my bedroom, maybe.
Somewhere.
It's exactly. I don't ever dock it
Yeah.
because if I'm gonna dock it, I'm gonna play on my computer. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
I don't sit on the couch
And sit down to play the Switch.
on a TV.
Right.
I have a 4K monitor for that.
Right.
Anyway, so but the Switch is pretty cool, man. And now, supposedly now, they're coming out with a Switch Pro this year.
Really?
So
well,
it's-
they're coming out with the PS. I think the PS5 is supposed to release like holiday 2020.
so isn't the Xbox Series X?
Right. I think they're all coming out like this year.
But I think the Switch Pro is coming out prior to
Okay.
upgraded battery and upgraded graphics. I think they're saying like the handheld mode is going to be 1080p.
Oh, it should be.
But you know what's crazy? Complete sidebar is like games like The Witcher
Yeah.
are running 60 frames on a second on the Switch.
Right.
And I understand like the Switch is just an SD card. But like
Right.
they're putting giant games, and what they're doing is like The Witcher. Granted, they have the Netflix show, but they put it on that. How many Witcher games are they selling on the Switch now? People have already paid for it on the PC, but they're
No,
buying it.
they're buying a
Or
second
even
option.
Diablo. Diablo's awesome on the Switch.
Right.
I love it. When you just want to be brainless and just mash buttons.
Diablo's perfect.
And I
for
shouldn't
that.
say brainless because if you're playing the harder difficulties, but I'm saying if you're just going through the story, all you're doing is hitting all your buttons,
Right.
just killing stuff. It's like you can't even die because normal mode is just easy.
Right.
Anyway,
See, that's how I feel about Call of Duty story on like the easiest.
so when you play the Call of Duty story, do you
Yeah.
play it on the easiest mode just to go through it?
No, well, I played on the second easiest mode.
So normal?
Yeah, like the normal difficulty. Because I want like to be held accountable if I'm just fucking standing in the open. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But like, I also don't want to die endlessly.
Endless.
And like when I played through it, I did die a bunch of times. So I think that was hard enough. I didn't need to try the hardened or veteran difficulty or whatever they're called. Extreme.
Right. Yeah. Nick, what have you been doing?
So, I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but Storm and Norman, my dad, had shoulder surgery, specifically rotator cuff repair, on Friday. So I've been helping him out by, helping him to stay entertained while he's just stuck at home, like in a chair, essentially. I mean, he can get up and stuff, but he can't, go.
Yeah, I was there.
He can't drive anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
what?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When I was there, I told him that in a week or so, I'll pick him up and take him to the shop for an hour.
Yeah.
Let him just stand around for an hour, give him a chair, and he can eat like a breakfast sandwich or something.
Yep.
And I'll just bring him back to his house to get him the hell out of the house.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna need that." Like, yeah, you are.
He's already bored. He's like to be active, he's just walking around the house like 60 times, he said. Just like our downstairs first
Yeah.
floor. He laps around the house. So anyways,
Well, you can't go from being active.
to just complete couch potato.
Yeah,
He's trying to do a little something.
that's how I felt when I had my surgery.
Right. So I showed him a cool Netflix show. It's called so he likes hunting and shooting with his sportsman club friends. And so I showed him a hunting show on Netflix. It's called Meat Eater, hosted by Steven Rinella. What are you thinking about?
No, nothing. Keep going.
So I think it's honestly I've seen a few hunting shows. I think this is that's the best one because he shows how it's not just all about the glory of here's the big buck, we're gonna shoot it, here's the kill cam. You know what I mean? It's here's the process. Here's us. Most of the show is just him in the wilderness. It's not the
Yeah.
kill cam, so to speak.
So, there's a Meat Eater podcast. Same guy.
Yeah, Steve Rinella.
Yes. So he had an episode, and he was talking because he works. He is a game warden.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, yeah. So he's a game warden, and when he was a kid, he tells a story about how, he was in the wilderness. He just felt at home. He's from the country, so he hunted and quads and everything. And he's like, I'm going to be a game warden. He just found his calling. Well, what happened is all of a sudden they were walking, and there was a river that was dried up,
Okay.
and they found like a PVC pipe attached to the river, and they dammed it up so all the water was going down this thing, but all these animals were dying.
Right.
So they followed this pipe for 3 miles in the woods.
Okay.
Now, mind you, he only has a pistol because he's just a game warden, right?
Right.
A bear shows up.
You shoot
He's
the
gonna
bear, and
shoots
that's it.
He had a what are the guys called? Now I almost said economist. That's not what they are.
Oh,
like-
biologist.
A biologist who studies this. He's like,
Right.
you better come with me because in case there's a problem, we might need samples and figure out why this river's drying up.
Right.
Come to find out, they walk into a cartel grow operation.
Oh, and they were siphoning the water from the river.
Correct.
Damn.
And this is a real problem in the warm states right now because in the warm states, this happened to be in California,
Right.
and it's legal. So when they first started finding these cartel grow sites,
Yeah.
it was illegal. But he said that he's like the guy who was with me, the biologist, he was, he's a hunter, so he knew how to stay low, stay quiet, and all this stuff. He said that the cartel guys had AK-47s. They were there to protect their stuff.
Right.
Well, now, fast forward years, these grow sites are everywhere
Right.
because it's 100% legal.
Yeah, you can just grow.
And as soon as they get caught and they get shut down and they chop it all down, these cartel guys are just walking away from it.
Right.
They're getting arrested and just a misdemeanor, see you later.
Right.
And they're walking to the next grow site and they're continuing.
Right.
The problem is, he said that they're using this crazy chemical.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, he called it a pesticide. He said the pesticide was so dangerous that it lasted like a year in America before America said we can never use this again. But it's fluent in Mexico, obviously.
Yeah.
And he said it poisons the ground, poisons everything. People can get really, really sick from it.
Oh, and of course it's all over their product.
Correct.
People are
And-
smoking it. Yeah.
And he said that when they're done with the harvest,
Yeah.
think about 4 months worth of trash, feces,
Right.
and rubbish. I already said trash. And
Yeah.
just all that stuff, and they just leave it there.
Jesus. And
Up
that's all.
and move into the next one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So when you said meat eater, I'm like, man, I know that.
Yeah.
And I listened to that one episode of the podcast. It was wild to hear the story about it.
Yeah, I bet.
Because it's like, you don't where we live.
In
What
Massachusetts.
do they call? Well, yeah, but we're technically in a mega monopolis or something like that because there's so many cities along, like from DC to Portland, Maine.
Oh, I see.
Like
yeah.
an ecumnopolis, maybe? No,
I don't know.
I don't know what it's called. It's like a super metropolis area
Yeah.
where, like everywhere else in the country, like you have Chicago, and then there's nothing. Right.
Yeah.
Where we're all city, so really, like, yeah, we may be in the boonies, but
But,
really, like
We're within 20 minutes of
of-
not boonies.
we're in the middle of, we're 20 minutes away from a capital of Connecticut and an hour away from Boston.
right.
So like
Plus, we
still-
have Springfield, Worcester.
yeah,
We can get to New York in like 2 hours.
exactly. So
You know.
you see my point.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I completely derailed your meat eater.
No, that's interesting. So
I'll send you the link. You should listen to that one episode
I'm definitely gonna.
because like hunting for me, that doesn't.
No, but I like the guy. I like Steve Rinella. I think he's a good dude.
Well, the story is wild.
Yeah.
And then he's on Joe Rogan's podcast afterwards, and they get into it more.
Right.
So it's like if you listen to both, like one and then the other, it's pretty
like-
sweet.
Yeah, it's like double the story. So, to backtrack a little, I was showing my dad that his hunting show on Netflix, which is pretty wholesome. It's all about like making sure that you kill the animal in a way that's as makes it suffer the least amount as possible. And never be greedy and just shoot just because you see it. You know what I mean? Make
Yeah.
sure that you can kill it like immediately, and all that fun stuff. And the Bandit shows you like how much it can suck when you can't find anything for long stretches of time. Plus, once in a while, Joe Rogan and Brian Callen come on, and they're obviously comedians, so they're like saying like, "Oh, this is stupid." It's like I thought the show was like one of the jokes was they couldn't find anything for like I think it was like 4 days or something. They were hunting elk, and Brian goes, "I thought the show was called Meat Eater. All I've been eating is bars." For 4 days.
But it proves that like just because you go hunting doesn't mean you're going to get something.
Right, which I think is cool because I've seen other hunting shows like on like Discovery or History or something like that, and it's like here's like Johnny Hunter, he's always gets his buck.
Yeah.
Here's the kill shot, and then that's like the whole show is just montages of people shooting deer. But this is not like that, and it's way better. So. Also, today my dad finished the Call of Duty campaign, which he'd been working on, and then I was like, "Hey, do you want to play multiplayer?" Because I could tell he had the like, "Oh, now what do I do?" Kind of like that like when you finish a game feeling. So I was like, "Let's try the multiplayer. Come on!" And of course he got demolished. But
Did he play the story on easy?
Yeah,
Okay.
he like the story on story mode or whatever. So, but he did get a few kills. I think in 3 games he got like 5 kills. So. He didn't do too bad. I mean, he did bad, but for your first time playing multiplayer in like forever after playing the easy mode on the story.
Listen, if you get 3 kills,
Yeah.
I don't care how many times you died,
Yeah,
you're doing pretty good.
you're doing fine.
Even if you just assisted and you got the final shot,
Right.
who cares? You still got 3 kills.
Exactly.
Good for you.
So he's He's like getting into the groove there. I just got it so that he's like actually set up to have his own guns because you don't unlock that right away. So he's actually got something that he likes rather than just the preset classes.
Did you get the gold gun?
No, not yet.
Oh, you're a failure.
I know that is a failure.
Yeah, how do you not get the gold gun?
I didn't
after
play
you
that much.
Yeah, but that's like the quick fix game. You can get home, jam like 5 minutes, and
I know.
get a couple kills. Like all you were talking about was getting the gold gun. And
I know, and I've screwed it up.
You know who you disappointed? James Bond GoldenEye.
I did.
You disappointed Bond.
Pierce Brosnan is never going to be my friend now.
Nope.
It's
over. Your friendship's done.
I hit my 0.0000001% chance is now 0.
Yep, you're done.
But what I have been playing is The Outer Worlds, which is sweet. You're not into it?
Well, no, I think the concept is awesome. I think
It's not your type of game, though.
No, right. But actually it's more my type of game than Fallout New Vegas because there's no stupid bot that you can zoom in on the head, shoot the guy 3 times in the head, and then they still don't die.
Yeah, there's the
VAT system, which is called the stupid system.
They have a similar system. But it's not like VATS though. It doesn't pause time. In this, it's like I forgot what it's called. Basically, your character was frozen for 60 years because you were supposed to be like on a mission to some faraway planet, and you're supposed to be in cryosleep, but then your ship got like lost in space, and they just went, "Whoops, yep, we never heard from him. I don't know what happened to him," and they were just gone. So then this crazy scientist guy comes and brings you out of the cryosleep, and because you're like had to use all these weird chemicals to like get you out of cryosleep because you're only supposed to be in there for 10 years, and you're in it for 60, you have the ability to slow down time.
Yeah, but slowing down time
is different than VATS.
Yes,
and it's and it's only for you can only do it for like exactly, and then you can shoot people in the head or wherever
like
you
Max
want.
Payne.
Yeah, exactly like
Max Payne created the slow bullet time effect.
Yeah, that's exactly the same. But so it's not that bad. But the story's interesting, and I've actually so prior to this episode, I should say, I hadn't really got to like the real part of The Outer Worlds. I finally got off the first planet because I was taking my time with it, and now I realized like, oh, there's like 10 different planets I can go to, essentially.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and there's so like I got to like, now here's where the real story starts. So the real story is you were on that ship, the scientist got you off, but the scientist is wanted by the government essentially, and doesn't have enough chemicals to unthaw everybody else. He could only unthaw you. And there's like a few hundred people. So he needs your help to get the chemicals essentially, and you're like working on that.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like,
let's free the people.
Let's save all those people, yeah. So and it's tricky. So now I'm
So is that the concept of the game? You're basically trying to save 200 people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's the main goal of the game.
The
main plot.
Okay.
The main driving force, and the scientist guy you're working with is a lot like Rick from Rick and Morty. Have you ever watched that show? Crazy scientist guy.
No. I think we went over this last time. I think I did watch one episode once because like Dent and somebody else was talking about it, and I watched it, and I was like, okay, that was pretty funny.
Meh.
I'm going back to video games.
Yeah, I get you. If you're watching a show, it's fine, but
I have trouble with a show because I feel like I'm a waste of space just sitting down watching TV.
I know what you mean.
Versus playing on my Switch or playing on the PC, like I'm doing something. Like I feel like I'm doing something.
I totally get that. For me, I usually don't watch a show unless I'm inebriated in some way and in bed, and it's like late at night. That's when I'll like watch something. Unless it's like a Game of Thrones or like a
that's different.
Yeah,
The Mandalorian or something.
Where you're blocking out time to go watch that.
Well, right.
When it comes out.
Yeah, I guess there's a new. Carrie said there's a new documentary
on Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah,
it's actually really good. I watched that too. I know you don't care.
No,
so you don't like documentaries? I'd
watch it, but like I don't want to give this guy any. Like, I feel like you're supporting what happened to this guy by watching it.
No, because that's not the way it's shot.
I understand, but like
Yeah,
that's like, like OJ and all that. Like I didn't watch those documentaries.
yeah.
You know,
See,
what I mean?
like-
I watched one episode or two maybe, and I was like, why am I watching this? This is just like, I don't know.
I watched the first episode. There's 3. They're each an hour. And I think the vibe is way different than like some of the OJ. I didn't watch all the OJ ones either, because I felt like those were more geared towards like, oh, did he do it? Did he not? The Aaron Hernandez one is like, oh, he definitely did all this fucked up shit, but here's how fucked up his upbringing was, and so you can get like a little bit of reason how he ended up so psychologically fucked up. But it's not from a like, oh, you might feel bad for him a little bit, but it's more like analyzing, oh, his psyche was messed up.
Right.
He was really screwed up in the head. You know what I mean? That's like the vibe I get. So it's not like glorifying it. It's more of like, oh my God, look at how screwed up this person was.
Right.
Which I think is a little easier to swallow and is interesting versus like some of the OJ ones where it's like, oh, he didn't do it. He got screwed or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm killing us with sidebars today.
Oh, it's a sidebar episode. We don't have a guest.
All right. Anyway, so now back to the Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing. I'm gonna do a little guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that like you're trying to save these people, but you're gonna find out this like scientist is like trying to save these people because he wants to be like a god.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And you're gonna have
probably
to,
what's going to happen.
And you're
going
gonna save all these people, and he's gonna turn them into zombies, and they're gonna kill you.
Right. Or something like that. It's going to flip. Like, there's a reason this guy's not good.
Right. Anyway.
But, so, last episode I talked about my decision to, like, which town to save.
Yeah.
The hippies or the corporate people.
Corporation.
Yeah, you're going to like what I did, Marcus. I diverted the power to the corporation.
Hell yeah.
But
Because they got benefits.
They got benefits. But the guy running the corporation was an asshole. So,
Did you kill him?
yep, I killed him, and I put the leader of the hippies in charge of the corporate people. And the factory has the most production.
Go ahead.
The most production it's ever had.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Unplug the mic and drop it on the ground.
Mic drop. That's
That is pretty sweet.
That's the best of both worlds, because then all the hippie people's followers went with them into corporate town. Now they're all working because they're pumped that their hippie leader.
You just went straight gangster on everybody.
Yeah, I went.
Well, this is what happens when you spend 15 hours on the first planet.
Exactly. Then you can level up all your charisma and talking skills to talk the guy into quitting, and then you just kill him and take all his stuff.
Wait, you talked him into quitting?
Yeah, I talked to him. I said, I talked to him. I used my like talking skills for my character into him realizing how terrible of a boss he was, and then he quit, and then I killed him because I could get all his stuff too. Because you can kill him, and then you're an asshole because you killed him, or you can get him to quit and have the other lady take over, and then after the NPC's still around, you can kill him. So I went like triple gangster, basically. It was pretty sweet. So I don't know, but the only thing that's a little weird is, so I found out the hippies were at the garden, right? And supposedly none of the corporate scientists could figure out how to grow stuff on that soil because it was like terrible or something. And the hippie lady figured a way out how to do it. And she was like, right before I made the decision, I was like, all right, how the hell are you doing this? And she's like, honestly, the real secret is human corpses.
Good. Good.
Do it.
Let the hate flow through you.
So I was like, okay, that's a little creepy.
Moving on.
But this is still better than how the other option. So I'm going to put you in charge of everything.
Perfect.
Yeah. But honestly, I did that. And then like when I checked in with the planet again, I guess the fact everyone's happy. People aren't sick anymore because there's like a plague or something also in corporate town. And then people aren't sick. The factory that is just like in the middle of the town is doing great. And it's basically like a win-win-win. So I'm not at least so far. I might find out later that I screwed it up, but so far so good anyway. And that's basically it for me for this week. In SOTOR news.
Guess what? There is no news. Oh, wait. They updated the PTS for the Alderaan Stronghold.
Sweet.
Why would you buy an Alderaan Stronghold when you know it's going to get blown up in 3,000 years? Your investment is bad.
That is a bad investment. Usually property is a good investment, but not that property.
Yeah, like in 3,000 years, the thing is gone.
Mm.
You know it.
It's like
So-
beachfront property on like the Florida Panhandle.
Yeah, it's gone.
And and eventually in the next 20, 30 years, there's gonna be a hurricane and destroy it.
Yeah,
Or in Alderon's case, a Death Star.
I wanted to just mention a couple things that I really hope that SOTOR gives us in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
First is a new operation,
Yeah.
a new flashpoint or two, definitely new story, and then the big one. I've been hearing a lot about it, and it makes a lot of sense. Scaling operations.
Okay.
So if you only have 6 of your friends, you can go into an operation and it'll scale to 6 people.
Oh.
Or if you have 30 people, it'll scale to that. Or if you only have 12 people for a 16-man op, it'll scale to that.
It's scaling by ones instead of by fours, essentially.
Yeah, 4, 8, or
16. Yeah.
And I'd like to see that because I feel like it would open up the door for more people to play.
Right.
And and if you ever have a sub or like somebody call out from your raid team that night, you can still do your thing and not feel like, okay, I'm gated.
Right. You can at least, get close to accomplishing what you're doing or something.
Right. And, yeah.
That
So,
would be nice.
That's pretty much all I'm asking for from SOTOR this year. I know it's a lot. And I'm hoping that, like, the news that they're going to be giving us soon is big because it's been really quiet. And I feel like we've had a couple posts that just said, like, hey, things coming in 2020, but stay tuned. And I just feel like we are pretty much at the end of January,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been silent. And I'm just like, ugh, let's go. Give us some content.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Something.
in guild news,
next month's Mega, that's monthly Epic Guild activity, will be on February 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. What are you doing for Mega?
So we're last year we started, or maybe it was 2 years ago, I don't know. We started Where in the Galaxy is SEMA San Diego. So
Where in the Galaxy is SEMA San Diego?
exactly. So we hid SEMA last time on Voss, and she was on the cliff right above the Nightmare Pilgrim.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is we don't tell you where we're going until the day of the event.
What
Because-
planet you mean?
What planet, right? And SEMA is hidden on that planet. And what happens is we get people, the people that come participate, what we do is we give, like, you want to go to this land and find these things. You need this many of this many of this many of this. Go. Once
Okay.
you're done, go to the quick travel point. A liaison to SEMA will be there, which me or somebody.
A
And
guildie
you
of some kind.
you trade with us and show us that you have the items.
Yeah.
Once you do, we unlock the next clue and we tell you what to go get.
You whisper it to him or something?
Yep. And
Oh,
so
that's cool.
yeah, so then you go and the items are very easy to get, like just killing regular old NPCs.
Yeah.
It's just like the trash junk that you get that you just click sell junk and
Yeah.
it's gone. But it's really easy to acquire.
Yeah.
But what's
It's
fun
a scavenger hunt.
Well, right. But what's fun about it is once, like, one person, it's easy to find the stuff. But when you have 5, 10, 15 people all scaling for all this same stuff,
Oh,
actually
right.
takes some time. So, like, people are, like,
Trying-
trying really hard
To
to,
kill
like,
stuff.
kill stuff and get to the next section.
Right.
So you usually visit 2 or I think 3 areas of the planet. And then once you get once you get to the final place, it's usually one clue that leads you to a location, but we don't tell you where it is, and you have to find SEMA and essentially the first one to group with her wins.
Okay.
And what you win will be a really, really sweet prize. So we have some awesome, like, cartel market packs and some really sweet mounts that are, on the cartel market that sell, that are good mounts like people would really, really want. And you get the like your when you hit up your when you see like the guild roster of the online, all the way to the right column, it's like a member note, and we set it to say like SEMA San Diego winner 2020 or something, so people know that tune won it. The last time we did it, it was so much fun.
How many people did you have last time?
I
It
want
was
to
the
say
first one, right?
Yeah, it was the first one. I think it was 5.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
I think that's a good amount because even if you have 5 people on one planet in one area killing all those things, that's a lot of people.
I'm hoping we have like 20 this time.
And just full chaos.
Well, we'll just scale it. So if there's 5 people, you're going to have to find 20 of this and 20 of that. If there's 15 people, maybe we'll do 10 and 10.
I see.
You
So
know what I
it
mean?
takes
We'll
about
scale
the
it,
same time.
Because we want to be able to finish it in 2 hours.
Okay, yeah.
And if and the nice part is if like we're hearing, because we're in the Discord, people are saying, oh, we can't, like the second area, we can't find, any of the stuff. Like we can gate it to say, okay, I'd wait till everybody has 5 and then just say move on to the next area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you never know, because that's all random stuff that drops.
Right.
But it's junk, so it drops everywhere.
Right.
But we don't want to tell people where we're going because then,
They could get there ahead of time and just get some random stuff. Or
random stuff. But
yeah. Just in case people cheat.
big shout out to Lucy. She's helping me. She actually picked the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working on setting the zones that we're going to right now.
So what does the planet rhyme with? Don't say it because you can get it. I was being obnoxious.
Not going to tell you?
Yeah, perfect.
It rhymes with not going to tell you.
Okay.
But that's a great question, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Musco on you.
That's a great question, Steve. Or what was he calling you? I think, was he calling you Steve?
Yeah, he was calling me Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Great question, Steve.
Yeah, moving on. But anyway, so again, thanks, Lucy, because, helping out is really nice of you to do because, doing them alone, it kind of...
It's not that, yeah.
Well, it just takes some time to plan it out, and you got to write it all out and kind of come up with a game plan. And then, excuse me, then we got to get help to do it and, to set the people at the zones to be able to give the clues, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, jump in the Discord, and ask for a guild invite, whether or not you play SWTOR or any of the other games that we play.
Final Fantasy 14.
We would love to have you. And Pokemon. Marcus is still in that first area. He's got those beefy level 37 Pokemon.
Nobody has said a word about it.
I know.
I must be the only one that's playing it.
Next time I get paycheck cycle, I'll...
No, you're not.
Why?
Because there's a game that we're going to talk about in about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's
where you're going.
Oh boy, that's true. That's going to consume my everything.
Because I watched some videos on it.
It looks so sweet.
And you are going to have like
the biggest anime boner ever.
Ever. Ever.
Yeah.
Well, Nick's going pee.
We'll be right back.
Geez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're chatting about the games that we're most looking forward to that are coming out in 2020. Would you like to start, Marcus, or you want me to kick things off?
Well, I can say my first game.
I was gonna. Well, we did tease the first game that I have. On
Oh
my
yeah,
list.
let's start with that. So sidebar. Well, some common knowledge. Nick is obsessed with Dragon Ball Z the way I'm obsessed with Star Wars.
Yes,
And
all in all the time.
So I saw this game, and he's never talked about it, and I'm like, it was called Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's a new Dragon Ball Z game coming out. And then they said it was an open world sandbox, and I'm like, no effing way. Like, how can they
make that?
Yeah, because there's amazing epic fights, but it's like it's got to be like it's got to be somewhat linear, but I guess it's not. And I asked Nick about it, and he was like, "What?" And I sent him some videos, and the game looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, the graphics are all great. But so I want to talk about this first, mainly because it's already out. It came out, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago, maybe last week sometime. And I'm wicked looking forward to playing it, obviously. But it's my designated Valentine's Day present, so I kind of like Marcus couldn't play Fallen Order. Speaking of Fallen Order, did you play anymore, or did go into gaming purgatory like the rest of the games.
Gaming purgatory.
That's
And
what
I can answer why, but keep going.
So, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I'm pumped about it. It's from what I'm gathering, I'm trying not to learn too much about it because I want to just experience it. But it's open world, and I think at least it's open world in at least for like the area that the story pertains to. Like if you're on Earth in the Saiyan Saga, you can explore Earth. And then if you go to Namek during like the Frieza saga, then you can explore all of Namek, but you can't explore Earth and Namek at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I actually know about it because I watched a bunch of videos and I watched like the review on it and
Yeah.
everything. So the way I understand it is, it's all about time.
Right.
So like you're gonna go to an area, but like Vegeta.
Yeah.
So like if you're not in a place, but this is where Vegeta is in the story,
Yeah.
Vegeta won't be there.
Right.
So it's almost like you can explore everything,
But you might not see everything.
but the story elements may not be there.
Yeah, which that makes sense.
Well, 100% because you essentially you don't want to explore everything and then like you're still at the first boss but you're at Frieza.
Yeah, you found where Frieza's
Right.
hanging out or something, yeah.
But I watched like the combat videos.
They're so cool.
Dude, like I'm not going to play this game, but I was like this would be a fun game for me to watch someone play while they're streaming
Yeah.
because I won't play it, but it's like it would be interesting for me to watch these fights because like when I saw Piccolo in it, I was like, okay, I'm in. Like this game is legit.
Yeah. One of the things I think is really cool, like you obviously play as Goku most of the time, and I think you can be other main characters too, but you have like designated like helper players. So almost like in Marvel vs.
You play as Piccolo.
You can also play as Piccolo too.
Well, you
Or
play
Gohan.
Well, right, but you play through the story just as the shows go.
Yeah.
So like some fights, what's his name? What's the the Super Saiyan guy?
Goku.
Yeah. Like he's the main character, but like there's part of the story where Piccolo fights Vegeta.
Right. And
gets his-
Piccolo's essentially the main character. Yeah,
Right.
He gets his ass whooped,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but it's
that's part of the
like the full story, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
So, but even within those fights, so say you are Goku, if Piccolo's around in that fight, you can use him as like a tag team move. So he can like be helping you out in the fight.
Well, just like in the show, back
exactly.
then, he like Piccolo did help Goku,
Right.
Because Goku was getting his butt whooped, and
Like in the Raditz fight.
I don't
Which-
remember that one.
That's one of the first Saiyans. So
Maybe yeah.
So originally, what happens is spoilers for a show that came out 30 years ago. The 25. Goku ends up holding on to Raditz and is holding Raditz's arms down, like from basically hugging him from behind. And then Piccolo shoots him with a special beam cannon and essentially shoots through both Raditz and Goku and kills both of them. But then this evil guy's dead. So then obviously they revive Goku and not Raditz, but
Right.
they fight together is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
But so we were chatting about how much of the story we're going to see, and I found out how much you see. So you get the Saiyan Saga, which is Raditz, Nappa, Vegeta, all those guys, and then the Frieza Saga, which is obviously Frieza, and the Ginyu Force and all that. Then you also get the androids in Cell, and all of the Buu Saga afterwards too.
Yeah, the game is pretty big.
So it's all of Dragon Ball Z, not just some of it, which is
Right.
sweet. What I'm hoping is that I hope this game really does well, and they make one of these for Dragon Ball Super.
Well, I think once Super is done.
That's true. It's not done yet.
Yeah.
That's hard to make a game if it's not.
Well, right, but that's what they're doing. They're making the Goku story
Right.
complete saga.
I would not mind if they went back and did the Dragon Ball, like a Dragon Ball version of this, because
Well, I guess it just depends on how much this sells.
that's true too. Yeah, like
You
they
know-
could do a prequel.
Right. Well, this game, so the combat in this game is
It's like third person over the shoulder.
well, right, but with the video I watched, he was talking about the mechanics, the game mechanics, and he's like, so some of the fights are easy
Mhm.
or easier, but like the real dodge mechanics of it are really good, and each fight, each boss has its own special move,
Yeah.
so it's almost like you have to learn how to replay the game every boss.
Oh, that's cool. As you should. Like, in the show, Goku's trying to learn how to fight each villain, and that's like one of the things that makes him a good fighter is he figures out creative ways how to beat people.
That's right.
So like when learning how to fight and learning the mechanics for each boss, it almost ties in well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the nostalgia. I think some of the reviews, the review I read like a quick one. I think it was from IGN. It was like a 75 to 80 out of 100 or something like that. And it was like, oh, a pretty well crafted RPG, but we just have seen this story so many times in other games that like we can't give you full story credit because it is the same story, and that's fine. That's a valid grade.
I'm done. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm done with fucking reviews.
Yeah, I don't
like
care.
people are shitting all over the Rise of Skywalker. It's a good movie.
I thought
It's
me
not.
too. I don't
it's
get
like,
a lot of the hate.
Well, I can understand some of the hate because the whole trilogy is thoughtless.
Right.
But
Like,
the movie
not
itself
thought
is
out.
good.
Yeah.
The movie's good. So, but what I'm saying about this is I'm not going to listen to IGN or Games Radar or any of these other people. I just want to see gameplay. And, like, if I want to play it and I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, I'm going to like it.
Yeah, me too.
Like, you're not going to play this game.
As a Dragon Ball Z fan and not like the story.
Right, exactly.
It's what you like about the show.
Yes. And it's going to be it'll be really interesting.
To hear about.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how to stream a little more easily.
Well, on the PlayStation, all you do is PlayStation Share, and all you got to do is set up a Twitch account or Mixer and just link it to your PlayStation, click live, and you go live.
Yeah, but I need a webcam.
No, you don't. Well, if you're trying to be like pro streamer, sure. If you're just trying to stream a game and like a guy like me or some of our listeners are like, oh, he's playing Dragon Ball Z, and you post it up on Twitter, I'll pop into the stream. I don't really care if you're
Would you be? I wonder if you'd be able to hear my voice if I
You
wear
can.
my headset.
you're wearing a headset
Yeah,
and you're talking to people because you're going to see the chat.
that's true too.
PlayStation and the Xbox do really good with linking streaming.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that then.
You
when I
should.
get it.
You should. 100%.
That would be fun.
So the next game is Doom Eternal. Did you play the new Doom?
I did a little bit, and then I watched. I don't know if there was a beta. I think I played the beta for it, in which I got like a little bit of story in the multiplayer, and then I watched like somebody do a let's play of it
Right.
on YouTube.
The game looks good, but I don't want to say I'm over a first person like Doom type game because I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
But the game, like the last Doom that came out was really, really good.
I
got through like the first few levels.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to stick. It's like that and Wolfenstein are on the same type of game for me.
Well, it's just because it's a pure
First-person shooter. It's just the story, you know?
but like in a first person shooter, I don't feel super connected to the story.
Yeah, I know what you mean. If it's not an RPG.
Right.
Yeah. When it's just an action game.
But that's that's one of those things like if I have nothing to play and I want, even if it's for one day and I just want a Doom fix, I'd buy it because once it's on Steam sale, it'll be like $20.
Right. And then you'll rip through it and be done.
The next game I am really interested in, Cyberpunk 2077.
Me too. So it's from Cyberpunk 2077. If you've not heard of it, you might have been living under a rock for the past few years, but it's from the studio that brought you the Witcher series, CD Projekt Red. It's set in a futuristic city, shockingly enough, in the year 2077, and you play.
No way.
Yeah, you play.
Wow.
It's a first-person perspective game, and you can fully customize your character, and evidently Keanu Reeves is one of the main NPCs in it.
You know what's crazy? Is you're going to be alive in 2077.
I mean, you might be alive in
I'll be
20
dead.
How old are you? 30 something? How much? That's 57 years from now. 50. Jesus, I won't be alive.
Yeah,
Oh
you
wait,
are.
how old am I? 24.
Yeah. You'll be alive.
24 plus 57. That's 70. 80. No, I'll be 82. Jesus,
Yeah, you'll be alive.
I'll be old as fuck. I'll be wheeling around somewhere. Well, hopefully shuffling at least. Shuffling around.
I'll be in a box.
I don't know, man. You could make it into your 90s. You doubt it?
I doubt it.
What does Bob say?
Yeah. Anyway, so they recently pushed the release date on it back from April to September. and your notes say totally fine with it. Me too, but that's a big jump.
6 months, I think.
Yeah, like, so was April just like, we're going to throw some slime at the wall and see if it sticks?
Yeah, I guess.
Like that's a big delay.
Like 6 months sounds like, okay, we went to add 5 months. 5-month delay, that's like, okay, we went to add hair to this character, and now every single other character doesn't have legs.
Right.
We don't know how that happened.
Exactly. Well, and I don't do game development, so I don't know. But to
it
me,
seems like something major happened.
right,
and
like
they
a
gotta
delay,
fix.
like if it was supposed to come out in April and they said May or June, I can get that. But September, that means some like game-breaking shit happened.
Yeah,
Which obviously don't be like Anthem and come out broken.
right. Yeah. Oh, what's the guy who
It's such a
made
low blow.
No, it's not. That's completely justified.
I love BioWare though.
I like BioWare, but they fucked up Anthem, and I am not afraid to say it.
But who fucked up Anthem? Did BioWare?
Oh, you mean EA published it, right?
Right. So did EA, like that's the
I
thing.
see, yeah.
So this is what I don't understand about games. So now I feel like okay, Cyberpunk isn't ready, so they're taking 5 extra months to fix this game.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes out, if it's right to start, it was worth it.
Right.
But some
And
games
that did happen with the same studio with The Witcher 3.
Right.
They delayed it by 5 or 6 months or something.
but it
and
came
was,
out epic.
It came out perfect. Yeah.
Right. Where the people are game studios are releasing games to stay on their date, whether it's because of the publishing company or whatever. But then they like day one they're patching because it's broken. Like, why are they releasing a game that's broken?
Yeah. Just
Fix it. Like,
yeah.
what why not wait? Or the other thing is when's a better time for sales, April or September?
I feel like September.
Yeah, because holiday season.
Right.
But then again, like I'm old, so when a game comes out, I'm not waiting till Christmas to get a game. I did this year. Never mind.
Yeah, you did for Fallen Order.
Yeah, but but if I really want the game,
You just
I'm
bought
not.
it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait.
I didn't wait for Fallen Order. What else did I not wait for? FIFA. But that was different.
That's different. But what I'm saying for
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is let the delay happen.
Yeah, me too. I'm totally on game with all the delays, but I can't wait to play it. So the next game I want to chat about, I never played. Actually, I should say I never actually played The Last of Us. That's another one I watched.
What?
I watched a Let's Play of it. You never played it either.
Well, PlayStation sucks.
Well, yeah, but still, I didn't play all of it. I played some and then watched a Let's Play of it.
Sidebar.
Yeah.
You know why Xbox is awesome?
Why?
All Xbox Series X games are going to be available on the PC day one.
That's sweet.
Fuck PlayStation.
I can appreciate the monopoly effect. Oh, you know what else I wanted to say?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, and Xbox One S or this generation
The better one.
will be able to play via Game Pass
Yeah.
all Xbox Series X games on your Xbox One,
Oh, that's cool.
but you're going to stream it.
Yeah, so it'll be like,
It'll be a streaming service, so you're going to be doing like that Google Stadia thing,
yeah,
but on the Xbox One S. So basically, Xbox is like, listen, if you don't want to spend $500 or $600, however much the new system is,
yeah.
no problem, bro. Play it on your computer. Play it on your old system. It's fine. You're going to have to pay for the subscription.
And it's not going to look as good.
It's going to be dependent on your internet connection,
Yeah,
but you can play the games.
that's cool.
Boom.
Boom, mic drop. Yeah.
Yeah. But-
Your move, PlayStation. Yeah, but it's, so that is Xbox's answer to them losing the Xbox One versus PS4 console race.
Well, it was the same thing with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360.
Yeah,
Xbox One.
right.
But I feel like now,
And it goes back and forth.
well, I'm not really sure it's going to go back and forth now.
I think it's going to level out.
Well, no, I think that it's almost like politics, and I'm not going into politics. I'm just saying, like, people on the left are never going to come back to the right.
I see what
People
you're
on the
saying.
right are never going to go to the left.
Yeah.
They can't even see either side. It's just, I'm on my side, you're on your side.
Yeah.
And I feel like now, because the Xbox 360 came out kind of shaky, Red Rings of Death,
Yeah.
but people had them because it was the first new console.
Right.
Console?
It's 2 O's, Marcus.
Whatever. Anyway.
Console.
So So now I feel like with the PlayStation 4 kicked ass,
Right.
right? And they had a lot of exclusives. So
A lot of really good exclusives.
well, that's right.
Like God of War,
but-
Spider-Man,
But again, I feel like
Horizon Zero Dawn.
right, a lot of them. Last of Us,
Yep.
okay? But I feel like did Sony lose money by having that? Because if it was available on both consoles,
Would they have been able to sell?
5 million more copies, maybe. I don't know because I'm a PC player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a Switch player now. Like I'm not gonna buy the new system.
Yeah,
I'm
why
gonna be
would
able
you?
to play it all on my computer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for me, it all comes down to the controller and the user experience. And anybody that says the PlayStation Online is anywhere as good as Xbox Live is delusional. The Xbox Live system is intuitive
Yeah.
because it's based off a computer program.
Right.
It's based off Windows. It just works. It's like Apple. My phone always works.
Yeah. I know. I'm not.
Say
You're
no to
not getting an
Android.
argument from me there. I have a PS4 because most of my friends had a PS4.
Well, that's right, because when the systems came out, you were like, oh, it looks like I'm buying a PlayStation.
Yeah, because I was basically one of the last people in my friend group to get a console, and you were on PC, so that was like a non-factor. I think my only friend that didn't have a PS4 that had a console was Matt, who has an Xbox.
Right.
But other than Matt, all my other friends had PS4, so it was like I had to get a PlayStation, if I wanted to play with them, and like that's the whole half the fun is playing with your friends,
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Right.
That's why I love MMOs so much.
Right.
And now,
So you
like,
can chat with your friends and
Yeah,
kill Revan.
and Death Star Troopers has become like its own like.
It's like a subreddit to the AIE
Yes.
clan.
Yeah, but like it's like everybody's in their own guild, but like we all congregate to the Death Star Troopers channel, and it's like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's just cool to see. Anyway, one game that I am pumped about is
Yeah.
Halo Infinite. So, I love the Halos. I like the Call of Duty multiplayer better
Mm-hmm.
until Call of Duty started jumping like Halo. And
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, you're not Halo. You'll never be Halo. Halo's better.
Yeah.
But this is really, I'm excited for it because we haven't gotten a real Halo game in a long time, and it's going to come out day one on the computer.
That's sweet.
I
And-
don't like exclusive games that are gated by systems.
Yeah, I also I mean, so I don't either, and I'm on the right side of that gate. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I don't like that concept because not being able to play a game because you don't have the right you have a console but not the right one.
Well, like
That
Gears of War.
sucks.
You
Like-
can't play Gears of War because it's on the Xbox.
That's
And
stupid.
I can't play, if I had an Xbox, I can't play the Spider-Man game because I have an Xbox.
Or God
Like,
of War, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's just dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should just come out.
Well,
all
I can,
across.
okay. I can understand God of War because it's a Sony-owned game.
Yeah, but
Just like Halo doesn't come out for the PlayStation, but why not? Like,
Yeah.
why not?
right,
Like, I'm not going to go buy your Xbox just because Halo's coming out. I'm not going to go buy a PlayStation because God of War's on it. I'm just
Yeah,
going to be like, I can't play it.
yeah, but people must do that though. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. If they didn't
I
see
guess,
if they didn't see a jump in console sales, they wouldn't have exclusives because they're losing.
Sure they would. Because
they
they're going
don't-
to sell that many more copies.
Yeah, but they're not going to have exclusives to one console because they're missing out on selling copies for people who have the other console.
Well, it's,
unless they're selling a bunch
Maybe.
more with the game.
but Sony and Microsoft pay big money to have exclusives. You're
Right.
telling me the people that made Spider-Man
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
say
yeah.
to Xbox, "Yo, we'd like to sell you the game, but Sony's offered me, $10 million just for the exclusivity."
Right.
That's an equivalent of
Yeah.
30,000 games or 5 million games, 10 million games, whatever
Something
it is,
like that, yeah.
20 million games or whatever that is.
For the developer, it makes a ton of sense. I was saying from like a Microsoft or Sony point of view. Obviously, it must be worth it for them to have exclusives.
And because PlayStation definitely won the exclusive race this year.
Oh yeah, they have the
This-
best ones.
They have all of them.
Yeah,
How many games didn't come out for the Xbox?
a lot.
A lot.
I mean, just off the top of my head, Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us, Did Resident Evil come out for Xbox? It did.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
God of War, of course. The Spider-Man game.
Yep.
There's I'm missing a bunch,
Oh yeah.
but there's a lot of PS4 exclusives. That
Heavy
were really
Rain or not Heavy Rain.
Oh, that the same company though made it. The Android game that we saw at PAX the first year.
I can't remember the name of it. And I started to
Detroit,
play it.
Become
Yeah,
Human.
Yeah.
That game was
Did
exclusive.
you trade that in?
No. Yes? I don't remember. I don't know.
'Cause that game is good.
We have it somewhere. I don't think I traded that in.
Anyway.
Anyways, The Elder Scrolls 6. I did the numbers wrong. I wrote 4 on here.
That's all right.
The Elder Scrolls 6 is probably not coming out in 2020, but I can hope and dream. And because they
Oh man.
they showed a trailer of like basically just a landscape shot with the name Elder Scrolls 6.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't come out until like 2022,
Yeah,
2023.
because you're kind of done with the Elder Scrolls.
No. Because you'll be out of school and you'll be able to play it.
And just not have a life.
Yeah.
Mariana would hate me if I can't. I literally cannot play it like I did Skyrim,
You're going to.
dude. If I do that,
How about this?
I will.
I want you
I'll
to
be
close your eyes.
divorced.
Imagine this. You've graduated from PA school. You're working 3 days a week, making $125K a year to start.
Okay.
3 days a week. And your wife now will be at work. And you've done all the laundry. What are you going to do? Elder Scrolls 6.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is if it comes out in like 2021, 2022,
Yeah.
you're going to be like in the heart of school and you're going to be like, fuck, I can't play this.
it. Yeah.
If I get this, I'm going to fail out
right.
because I'm going to have 3 hours a week.
And
that
that's
I
not
can-
enough.
No, that I can game or do something. I allow myself 3 hours a week. And if I'm not hanging out with my girlfriend for 3 hours, the once a week for 3 hours that I can hang out with
I
somebody,
won't have a girlfriend anymore.
I won't have a girlfriend anymore
Yeah.
because
That's how that works.
Yeah, because that school's going to suck.
Yeah.
I actually talked to somebody in PA school today. But anyways, moving on. Something that I am excited for.
Yep.
I would say I'm probably the most excited for this game. It's called Gods and Monsters.
Okay.
So the team behind Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out with a new IP. And Ubisoft is the developer. And it's called Gods and Monsters. And it's described as a mythical storybook adventure with a painterly style. So I'm guessing...
It's like cartoony.
Yep, it draws
sort of.
from the inspiration of myths and legends, which is basically like... It's essentially like, I'm guessing the graphics are a lot like Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's
yep,
pretty
it's,
close to the
It's
art
pretty
style.
much like Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
just Ubisoft's version. And, you know, I was at GameStop because they had the Second Sister Funko Pop. I really want the Second Sister Funko Pop.
Okay, yeah.
But when I got there, they said that they didn't have it.
Well,
But I
that's
saw the game, and it's coming out for the Switch, PC, and all the systems.
weird. Mhm.
And it said December, like, 31st, 2019. And I was like, hey, it's after that date. He goes, no, it's wrong. Then I
It's
look on some of
February.
the other sites. Well, it says February, but there's no actual date. It says it was originally set for February release in 2020, but the game has since been pushed back.
Okay. Wah, wah.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm excited for that game.
That
'Cause-
looks cool.
No, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Then something that I've been just dabbling in, which I've never played Diablo 1 and I never played Diablo 2, but Diablo 3 is really fun. Diablo 4 was announced at BlizzCon this year.
Right. I thought you might like that.
Yeah, and the cinematic trailer, did you watch it?
No.
You should. It's like fucking gross.
It's like evil.
Like demonic.
Well, it is Diablo.
Well, I know, but it's like they're saying that like they said like Diablo 3 is very like cakes and pies,
Really?
and like Diablo 2
comparatively?
is very gothic and dark.
Yeah.
And
Diablo 4 is returning to
yeah,
Diablo.
and I guess they're making it a lot more open world,
Mm-hmm.
where Diablo 3 is very linear. You like follow the passive dungeons. You know what I mean? essentially.
Okay.
And anyway, the last one is probably going to be the biggest one for the both of us, even though we're both scrubs and have not beaten it. Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, that is what I'm looking forward to a lot, basically. Probably, I don't know. Probably I would say the most on this list.
The thing that scares me is what's the next gaming convention? Big one.
E3? No.
When is that? Well, PAX East comes, and then
all the PAXs are in like the spring. East, West, all that stuff.
South is right now or just past. East is in February 26th.
Yeah. I think E3 might be in June.
E3 in June. It might get announced with a date then.
Yeah.
Or we might get an actual trailer. I mean, that might be a 2021 thing too.
Yeah.
But Nintendo's really secretive on that stuff.
Yeah, it's E3's in June.
Okay, so but what I'm excited for is what is it going to be like? Is it going to be like the sequel to like Majora's Mask? Is it going to be like that? Or is it going to be like Ocarina of Time? Or is it going to be, is it going to be dark?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Breath of the Wild was dark. Not that dark.
No,
It
but
is
I'm
a
saying
little,
like the
but-
sequel. How do they?
Yeah, like Majora's Mask was wicked dark compared to Ocarina of Time.
That's right. So I'm guessing in the trailer it showed it was really dark.
Yeah, there was some creepiness to it for sure.
Yeah. So I think if I had to guess, I'm guessing like almost like Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo, where like you have to go into like the future world
Mm-hmm.
and everything's like destroyed.
Because Ganon won. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because I'm guessing, guess what? Spoilers, you probably, and I don't know this, you probably beat the Calamity Ganon.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing the real Ganon shows up at the end and is like, ha
Sup?
ha ha, you didn't actually kill me.
Yeah, that was just my puppet.
Or nothing, and they're going to reveal that in a trailer or something.
Right.
But,
Oh, you mean at the end of Breath of the Wild?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Well,
don't
me
actually-
neither.
I don't know that.
And I think I just have to, so
Wait, quick sidebar. How the hell did both of us avoid that spoiler? The game's been out for like almost 2 years.
I think people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Star Wars fans spoil everything. I think normal video games, they spoil everything. Zelda fans, they want you to enjoy it.
Yeah, they don't spoil anything. Unless you got to look for it to spoil stuff.
Well, yeah, but it's not. And is it not that popular?
No,
or-
it is.
or-
That's
yeah,
one of the
but-
most popular franchises ever, I feel like.
But is it a popular game? If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
It's not like front and center because I know
It's popular amongst gamers, but no casual gamers are going to go out and play that. And they'll play the whole thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
No.
Like, okay, so you'll have people who play Call of Duty all of the time, like Al. And they're like Call of Duty fans. And they like know everything inside and out. You know what I'm saying? You have like, that's a dedicated hardcore fan base. I feel like you don't casually, and then you also have people who dip their toe into Call of Duty, like my dad. Or like, I guess I'd probably fall closer to that, where I don't play that much, but I play once in a while, and it is what
Right.
it is.
But all of
With
this,
Zelda, like most of the people that like you and I not finishing it are the outlier. Most people are like really into it.
Well, right, because there was somebody that was answering me on Reddit. They were like, "I have 500 hours into Breath of the Wild."
Right. That's
and I was like,
the
"How many
norm.
times have you beat it?" And he said twice. I was like, "What?" Like that just boggles my mind. But I can see it because I was in this area,
Yeah.
and there was this it was like a castle inside the wall.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm gonna climb to the top of that, and I climbed as much as I could and weaved because of my stamina.
Yeah.
And I got to the top, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna walk around." And then there was this, there was no treasure box or anything, but I just kept running around. Next thing you know, I was on the other side of the map,
Right.
and I'm like, "Oh,
How did I get that far away?
yeah." And 25 minutes went by.
Right.
But yeah, Breath of the Wild.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
There's a lot of games coming out in 2020.
Final thought for me.
Yep.
Shout out. Okay. I just learned that if you call somebody out, you're like challenging them.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
That's a call out. Yeah, you calling out somebody.
Yeah, calling out somebody. So
A shout out is when it's like, oh, hey, what's up, man?
yeah, so I told my raid team, like, in the last episode, I called them out, and somebody was like, well, you didn't call us out. Why, do you want to fight us? And I was like, no, I was thanking you. And they're like, no, that's called a shout out. And I was like, am I really that old that I don't know
The
the
difference. Yeah, that's not an old thing though. Or a new thing.
No,
That's just common English language.
so I'm an idiot.
Well, I guess.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.